Hey guys, I'm Sam from the Dixie Tribe, and if you don't know who we are, it's myself, my wife Rachel, and our son Ellis. In 2018, we bought an LDV convoy and spent about 9 months converting that into our first home on wheels. And then around June time, we set off for Europe for 5.5 months, did about 13 countries and 8,000 miles. The van was great in itself, it never let us down or anything like that. The only thing we found was it was just too small. We wanted to continue living in a small home and a nomadic lifestyle. We decided to upgrade basically and buy something a lot bigger. So we thought about what we could get. We looked at horse boxes, we looked at Luton box vans, we looked at extra long wheelbase vans, we also looked at some 7.5 ton lorries, but in the end we decided to settle on this. So this is our 2006 Thomas FS65 American school bus, and it's about 37 foot in length from the front there to the back, and inside we got about 20 to 21 square meters of living space. So we've definitely got plenty of space in this one to build something livable out of. So this is really exciting for us, and we can't wait to show you guys what we do with it. So this is the inside of our Freightliner. We have loads of dials. Don't know what majority of them do. Luckily they're labelled. Lovely big steering wheel. Huge rear view mirror. Couple of fans for them hot days. Bit of prevention. This is the bit that Ellis absolutely loves, is this bit here, which allows you to shut and open these doors. Inside the bus we have enough room for 72 children to sit down. From the back of the driver's seat up to the rear doors we have roughly 8.5 meters, and then from window to window it's about 2.4 meters wide, and from ceiling to the floor, well, ceiling to floor, it's about 2.4 high as well. So we have an emergency exit through the roof, which we'll probably keep in. Also have another emergency exit that we will be keeping. What our plans are for the first start of the build. So, the plans for the first is to get all the seats out because we don't need them, and that'll save us a lot of weight. And then we'll be stripping the floors, be stripping these side partition walls down here, and stripping the ceiling because we really want to make sure everything is insulated. We'll probably be keeping the ceiling because it's quite nice. Have quite a nice finish to it, and it just saves trying to cloud curves, I guess. So what I'm going to do, set this thing up on a tripod and start a little time lapse of some seat removal, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, so literally just tried to take the seats out using a impact rated socket on an impact drill. This is the result. Completely obliterated it. So that's no good. Okay, so it's roughly 10 to 12, so probably been at it now for about a good 3 hours. I've managed to remove most of the seats, as you can see, but there's a couple, like the ones by the emergency exits, which have really thick metal bases on them. So I haven't been able to remove them simply because I don't have batteries in my grinder. So that's a bummer. Basically now I've rang around a couple of people, got some quotes. We're going to get the foam from the seats taken away. It's going to cost us about 70 quid. And then we've got somebody coming to collect all of our scrap metal, and they'll take that away for free because they'll just scrap it in and get a bit of coin for it. But it's been very difficult. Harder than I thought. A lot of the bolts are crusted and rusted, and I'm going to need some more grinder blades and more batteries to get through this floor. Yes. So right now what I'm going to do is take off all the vinyl from the seats, all the foam from the seats, and basically get them stripped, ready for collection tomorrow. And we'll go from there, man. I'll give you a little run through once everything is out of the bus and you can see the potential that this thing's got. Can't wait for it. It's going to be wicked. So it's day 3 on the bus build. I didn't film or photograph anything for day 2 because I literally just spent 6 hours grinding through little bolts like this, and then that allowed me to use a hammer and chisel to pop off all the seat mounting brackets. Now that's done, I've got a nice run at the bus. First of all though, clear up, get all the rubbish into a bin, and then get the vinyl up, get the ply up, and check out the body. So let's see what it's like. So, here we have a lovely pile of rubbish. And basically what we have is some Halloween pretzels. So these are all the things that obviously come out the back of the seats when I gutted the seats. Quite interesting to see what there is. Cheese doodles, hot and honey flavour, made with real cheese. Rachel's gourmet gummy bears, 2 for £1.50. Not bad. Kit Kat extra crispy. Wheat thins. Oh, this is pretty cool. We found this. So this is like a plan and elevation of our bus. So it has like all the seats that was all the locations of the seats. It has the length of the bus, the height of the bus, just loads of information about the bus, which is really cool. And there's a shop order number for some plywood floor, a heater, left side barrier immediately behind driver moved rearward 1 inch, kick plate, modesty panel, all about that modesty. Seat belt with retractor, black, maroon and tan, 22 of each. 2 4-legged seats in lieu of wall mount seat. But yeah, a lot of information about our bus, which is pretty cool, so we're going to hold on to that. But overall, we've pretty much annihilated 54 brackets in total, and about 120 bolts that I had to cut out. So it was pretty hard going. Now it's done, I'm going to get all that crap into this bin, And then, I don't know, try and get the vinyl flooring up, I guess, and then I'll do a little time lapse of that and you guys can see that. Alright? So it's in day 3 and I've got about 80% of the floor up. You can see I've got a little bit left there to do, and getting most of the floor up has revealed quite a bit of surface rust, as you can see here. And I'm going to spin you around here, and then this side's not too bad, purely because there was a heater running all the way through here with ventilation pipes. So this side got dry quite quickly. Couple of the worst parts are going to need welding. I'll flip the camera around so you guys can see. Let's try it. So we have this bit down here, which is going to need a bit of welding. I don't believe it's structural, looking how the bus was made. This is obviously this is like a floor support, but this will need cutting back and welding in. And then we have this bit is probably going to be my worst bit. It's actually quite a bit, and it does look pretty terrifying, to be honest. So a lot of that is going to have to be cut back and sheet welded in. So I believe I'm probably going to have to buy a welder and learn to weld. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I got YouTube for some great videos and tutorials. So what I'll do is I'll buy a welder, have a little bit of practice, and I'll try and get my weld on. If any of you know how to weld and got any tips or suggestions, just throw them my way, because I don't have a clue. I mean, I'm pretty hands-on, obviously, because I'm a carpenter, but I think welding is going to be a very interesting skill for me to learn. It doesn't have to be the best. It's going to be under the floor, under the installation, under the ply. Never going to be seen, so as long as it's done and it's structural, that's the main thing. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, click like. If you want to see more, click subscribe, and we'll going to bring you content every week maybe. So hope you enjoy it, and catch you next week. Bye.